Welcome to the Illinois podcast. We are finally legal. This is the 18th episode. I am Joe. I am here, thankfully, with the eyes and ears of the operation. Neha, how you doing today, babe?
I'm doing great, Joe. How are you?
Obviously doing better because I'm with you, but we all know that. Anyways, if people are trying to find us, how do they do so?
Well, they can go to our website, theillnoise.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and I think Pinterest.
Nice. Follow us. We want to keep going. We want to keep growing. We appreciate all y'all for being part of this party. Well, I mean, I think it's not too surprising to understand what we're going to probably lead with this. But we just witnessed the debut of one of the greatest college basketball players in women's history, Miss Caitlin Clark, right? And she just played. Yeah, she played. We watched her yesterday. Then you can find out when we're actually doing this. Fill in the blanks. But we watched this yesterday, right?
Yeah.
What were your impressions of her debut?
I mean, I felt like maybe she might have been a little nervous at the beginning, but I think she did pretty good. I mean, she was tied for top scorer.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, considering if she would have completed all her attempts, she would have killed it.
True. And if I would have gotten everything right on the ACT, I would have got a perfect score. But
if she had been playing at her typical peak, which she'll get there.
Yes.
She just that was her first game.
That's fair.
But come on, she tied for top scorer. That's amazing.
So agreed completely. And then I want to ask you something else about her in a second. But I mean, you scored 20 points. She did have those 10 turnovers, but again, first game. She did.
But I mean, okay, like the first two fouls, like they called within 2 minutes, and one wasn't even.
They were quick. They were quick with the blow.
Yeah,
they were quick with the blow.
It was one was like totally questionable.
Agreed.
It's like come on.
But those
just on the new kid.
Well, and here's what I want to say about the performance, and then I want to ask you something about her as well. But what I think I saw was awesome. First game out, yeah, she coughed up the ball. I get it. By the way, there was a lot of times she was passing, like making awesome passes that her teammates weren't prepared for yet because they haven't played with her long enough to understand, like, she's a really good passer. Like, she's really good. Like, legit.
Like Magic Johnson style.
Yes.
She's like hanging.
In the WNBA realm, Magic Johnson.
Like Magic Johnson would probably give her props.
I think he has, actually. I think he has. So, she did shoot poorly. She coughed up the ball. She did tie for the most 3-pointers in a debut, so she's got that record.
Yeah.
She did score 20 points. I mean, her shooting percentage wasn't great, but here's what I will say about that just really quick, and then I want to ask you something else. It's the first time this young lady is playing against women, okay? And she never said like, "Oh, I'm going in the league and I'm going to tear it up." No, that's what y'all said. That's what Vegas said. Vegas said she's like top 3. I think we mentioned this last episode. Like top 3 MVP odds are her. Pump the brakes. Do I think she's going to be Rookie of the Year? Yes. Do I think she's going to continue to get better as she understands the speed and strength of the league? Yes. Do I think she's happy about how things went? Yes and no, really quick. And yes, because I think she understood she got drafted by the team that was the worst team in the league last year. Okay? They were. That's why they had number one pick. They were worst team. She can still shoot, and once she gets used to the game, once she gets used to the flow, everything else, is she going to be the MVP of the league? No. I mean, we haven't talked about a continent yet. We will. I think it was great. Now, the question I have for you is, do you think most fans are either happy or not happy about her performance?
I think it might be in the middle.
In the middle, okay.
But I mean, I think most true fans would probably be happy.
Well, what she has done, and what we're going to continue to talk about, and certainly something we're going to harp on, is the Caitlin Clark effect. But really, what that kind of means is that more eyes are now towards the WNBA, thankfully. Mm-hmm. And people were crapping on her when she got a shoe deal. They're like, "Hey, you haven't earned anything yet." And then I know Miss Angel Wilson, MVP, two-time champion, Asia Wilson, 30 points in her debut. Asia freaking Wilson, she got one too. But there's a lot of women that have shoe deals, thus far, mm-hmm. right? But I think what the Caitlin Clark effect really is, truly, is more people caring, watching, supporting, enjoying. I mean, we watched another podcast from a former punter in the NFL, right? And him and his boys, like, they never would watch the WNBA, right? But they are now.
Yeah, they bought season tickets to the Fever.
And I think that's reflective of, like, honestly, and this is really what I see here, and I think you probably would agree. This is a PowerPoint in like our life, really, mm-hmm. where we like see something change. And I hope and I pray and I think heavily that more people are going to watch the WNBA. Now, we could actually throw some facts there for a half second. In 2003, LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and Carmelo Anthony, they were all drafted in 2003 in the NBA. Mm-hmm. The Sun, who was the team that played against the Fever yesterday, yesterday was their first sellout in their arena since 2003.
Since they had their home opener game.
Their first one ever. That is the Caitlin Clark effect. Now, I think that we've certainly referenced Caitlin enough. And once again, can we talk about Miss Asia Wilson, who threw down 30 points mm-hmm. yesterday in the first game of the season? Two-time champion, former MVP. I mean, Miss Asia freaking Wilson, right?
Yeah, last year she was, or 23, she was runner-up along with Miss Alyssa Thomas, who last night against the Fever, she had her 12th triple-double.
Triple-double! Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so yesterday, Asia Wilson got her shoe deal, so, or it was something like, it was announced yesterday, so I'm not sure exactly when it happened.
This sometime around, but it's again, and I think we're just going to have to call this the KCE, okay, from now on, the Caitlin Clark effect, because I know some of you guys that aren't really good with verbiage think Caitlin Clark effect, and the word effect is AFFECT. Sorry, guys, it's with an E, right? So that the KCE, but this is what I'm hoping, and where it's like, people are like, "Oh, she's not good enough yet," blah, blah. I don't care. I just want more. I certainly want more women, because that's always good, because that's a nice chunk of the population. That's cool if you're following it. And quite honestly, and I've said it before, and if you want to say it in the comments below that JoJo doesn't know what he's talking about, and remember, we have there's no absolute truism in anything I ever say, because I don't know, I just hope it's true. But I can tell you quantitatively and qualitatively that one of the reasons the WNBA has not been as successful as it could be is because people that share your gender, not mine, your gender, have not supported enough. There's no doubt my gender has. But what my gender has is my guys support all the men's sports, whoa, right? Well, again, what I hope now is that young people, are looking up to Caitlin Clark and then finding the Asia Wilsons, and find the Breanna Stewarts, like, finding those other amazingly talented. And I know today, we'll show you a little bit more because we're going to watch this later on. Chicago Sky are starting. And I don't know if you know that, but Camila Cardoso might not play this year. Like, she's really hurt. She got hurt really bad. But maybe we'll just do that later on there, Grandma. But right. But who is healthy and ready to help the Sky?
Angel Reese.
My girl. Listen, I have nothing but I've got respect for Caitlin. I got respect for Asia. I got respect for Diana Taurasi. She's 42. She's close to my age and all these other girls. I like you, Diana.
Sabrina, Cheryl Swoops,
yes,
Leslie.
Well, you're talking about all of them?
Yeah, like there's so many.
Of course.
They've all been brilliant.
Let's not forget, by the way, too. So there's this guy, Reggie Miller. You remember Reggie Miller?
Mm-hmm.
Reggie Miller was a beast, right? Like, he was a Hall of Famer.
And his sister.
He's the second best player in his family. Here's a funny story. So one day in high school, Reggie Miller finally broke through. Like, he was pretty good. Like, he could shoot the outside shot really good. But one game in high school, he scored his career high at that point, 30 points. He was so, like, stoked. And, like, his father and his sister, like, picked him up and, like, grabbed him. And he was just, like, chest pumped. And he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I scored 30 today and stuff like that. And, like, and his father was like, nice, Reggie. That's great. That's great. And his sister, Cheryl, was like, oh, my God, Reggie, that's awesome. That's awesome. And then, he's feeling good about himself. And he's like, oh, Cheryl, how much did you score? Over 100 points. Over 100 points. True story. Challenge me. This is true. She scored over 100 points. That was the whole thing. She was like, and she didn't say anything. Her father was like, oh, yeah, she scored. I can't remember if it was 107, 109. Somewhere around there. You had to go.
Yeah, like 100. Better than Wilt Chamberlain.
It was over 100. It was more than Wilt, who scored 100. Yeah. So we also do have what was the girl that we were watching? So we were watching the really quick before we change.
Oh, who played against Steph Curry? Sabrina.
No.
I want.
No. Who were we? That's awesome. Yeah, Sabrina. Asawaki. We can never do the last.
She has a Nike shoe deal.
She does. But who's the girl from yesterday's game that had triple double?
She's like one of the few.
Yeah. Kiki. Do you remember watching that thing this past weekend?
Yeah, she's a
Kiki?
college player.
Yeah, she's on the Jordan brand. And by the way, nobody else is on the Jordan brand. I think she's the first. I think. I'm probably wrong, though. I bet. Oh. And I bet Juju. I hope Juju is,
but
too.
she got to play with the president's family.
She did.
Obama.
You are sometimes I'm like, I wonder if she's paying attention. And then you bust that. That's exactly right. Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. Her aunt Dana was in the administration. Was in the Obama.
Yeah, she's someone we didn't really get to see during the NCAA.
I don't remember Kiki that much.
No,
I don't. She was with UCLA. I don't. But man, watching that because we were watching that. I think I like the double names, so I know how awesome.
Juju.
Yeah, the double names. Juju
from USC.
Yes. And Kiki
from UCLA.
I think I want to go to California and root for those ladies because like those are the next level. But this level's fun, man. And I'm again, and we're gonna see the Sky tonight. That's actually when we're done here. We're chilling. We're gonna go watch the Sky. It's their debut.
Yeah, just give it away that we're doing this Wednesday.
Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. But we're digging it, and we'll talk more about it in the future. But we might see a couple of the WNBA games. Is that correct?
We're going to 3.
We're going to see Caitlin twice. And then we're going to
see the Sky.
We're going to see.
Yeah, we're going to Indy. We might do a live special.
Might happen.
We'll let you know.
Yeah, but we're stoked about that. We're stoked about that. So I will also say that you are probably very well aware that it's not just the WNBA that's happening right now, but you could like take the letter out of the, those first 4 letters, just take that first letter off, and the WNBA
NBA playoffs.
And
the boys.
And we're gonna talk about what's happening in the West, but we're more Eastern Conference here. I mean, we're in the Midwest, which is more Eastern Conference. And I guess we'll talk about the Pacers next first. In that series, the Knicks attrition is happening a lot. Like they have 4 of their top 8 players are hurt and done. Tom Thibodeau, Coach Tibbs, who coached in Chi-Town when Derrick Rose didn't get hurt, and he was awesome. Really quick. Mm-hmm. I wish everybody, after you watch this episode, watch Derrick Rose MVP highlights on YouTube or a derivative of that. You're welcome. But Coach Tibbs, Coach Thibodeau, was the coach of the Bulls, and he's the coach of the Knicks now. And the Knicks are they're really hurt. But they got this player, and his name is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Hurts from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Jalen Hurts is on the Philadelphia Eagles. He's a quarterback, but we're talking about Jalen Brunson, right? From the Knicks.
And not Jalen Brown.
I don't know who Jalen Brown is. I don't know. What would Brown do for you, right? But I don't know.
He's on the Celtics.
He is on the Celtics. You're absolutely Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. You're absolutely right. We're talking about the Knicks, Jalen Brown, but we are. Yeah, I mean, you're cross games and me. Just chill for a second. But it's the Knicks against the Pacers, and the Pacers have one of our favorite players, Taurasi.
Haliburton.
Oh my God, money. Tyrese Haliburton crushed it. So that game is now 3-2 Knicks. Funny story. Everybody and their mother was like, Coach Tibbs, you're playing your guys too much. Meanwhile, he's got a third of his team hurt. So he's just I'm just trying to survive. So that's exciting. We yesterday made it.
Next game, Knicks could win.
They could, but they're going to play in Indiana. I'm going to bet that Indiana's going to win, make it 3-3, and then 2 of my favorite words in sports are going to happen. You know what that is?
7th game.
Game 7.
Game 7.
Yes. Yes. Game 7. So we'll see about that. Jalen Brunson, you've been a beast, and Tyrese, we love you, brother. The other one, Celtics Cavs. To be honest, it's Celtics are going to end up winning. It has been cool to see both Tatum and Speeder. No, I'm just kidding. Tatum and Spider. I was looking at the notes. Oh, look at the notes. I said Tatum and Spooter. No, Tatum and Spider. And Tatum has not. Tatum, inside joke. She loves it. Tatum hasn't shot well, but he's still averaging 28 points a game. And Spider, he didn't play last game. He was like, hey, I'm out. He didn't play. So.
Was he injured?
Sure. I mean, you never know, but I assume so. But the Celtics are winning that. There's not much to say about that. Now let's go to the West. Go West! Right? Let's go to the West. And let's talk about the game we kind of want to talk about before we talk about the game we want to talk about, right? So OKC is playing against the Mavs, and it looked like the Mavs were like, hey, we got you, OKC. And then they're up 2-1, and then game 4, OKC was like, nice try, and then they tied it up. And there's no doubt that one of our favorite players is Shy, right? Too shy, hush, hush, Shy Gillers, Alexander, SGA.
No, Luka Doncic.
No, I'm talking about on the Thunder.
I'm not a fan of
SGA.
SGA. I'm a fan of Luka Doncic.
Okay, so SGA is a great story because he was like this young guy in the Clippers, and the Clippers signed Kawhi Leonard, who was a like amazing guy. He was a multiple champion, two-time Finals MVP, one time with Tim Duncan as his teammate. Kawhi's a shit, and Kawhi was joining the Clippers, and he wanted a baller, and the baller he wanted was this guy Paul George, and the Clippers, in order to get Paul George, had one of the guys they had to trade to the Thunder because Paul George was on Thunder was this young guy named SGA. Well, we'll call him SGA. And Doc Rivers, who was the coach at the time, like told Kawhi, he's like, "Hey, Paul George is awesome, but like, literally, like, just deal with the fact that we got this guy SGA, like, and we'll be able to add more pieces and blah blah blah." And Kawhi was like, "No, I want Paul." So that's why he should be on the Clippers right now, SGA, but he's on the Thunder. So that's going to be interesting. Who do you think is going to win?
He's good.
SGA was runner up to MVP this year. Runner up to Nikola Jokic, right? Like runner up. Mm-hmm. But who do you think is going to win? It's 2-2 right now, I believe.
Well, the Mavs.
Thunder or the Mavs? Now Mavs have Kyrie Irving, might be the best ball handler of all time, and they also have
Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic. Yes. So who do you got in that? Who do you got in that series, babe?
Mavs.
Cuban, right? If you don't agree, put a shark in your tank and deal with it, right? Like, I'm with you. But the other one is Nuggets against the Timberwolves. And what's hilarious about that, is that
3-2 now?
It's 3-2 now. No. It's 2-2 now. It's going back to Denver. No, that just happened, didn't it? Yeah, it's 3-2 now. Right. Hey, you're awesome. It's 3-2 now. It's going back to Minnesota. I think Minnesota's going to win Game 6. And then we're going to have my two favorite words in sports, which are?
Game 6.
Game 7. You were so close. Like you started with 5. You went to 6.
Yeah, but they're playing Game 6 then.
They're playing Game 6 right now. But I think
they're playing Game 5.
No, Game 5 just happened yesterday. You were totally right, and then
So it was 3.
It was 2-2, and then the Nuggets won yesterday, so now it's 3-2.
Oh, so then now
they're going back to Minnesota.
The Wolves are going to win.
I think. I don't know, because what the Nuggets have done is they went to play in Minnesota twice, 2 games in a row, and they won both of them, right? And what's funny is, like, before that happened, like, the Timberwolves beat the Nuggets in Denver 2 games in a row, and I was like, oh man, oh my gosh, the Timberwolves going to beat the Nuggets. I still, though, was staying relatively strong because the Nuggets have. I am a smoker. I'm a midnight toker. What am I?
The Jokic?
Nikola Jokic. The Joker, right? Steve Miller would be proud. So this is great. Now, there's been, we mentioned this before too, and I'll just acknowledge it's still true. But, people were saying Anthony Edwards on the Timberwolves, Ant-Man, was very MJ/Kobe-esque in the way he was playing. No.
Yeah, we thought that.
No. I still do. Hold on.
But he's intimidated by the Joker.
He's not. No. That's one thing I love about Ant-Man is he ain't intimidated by nobody. He's not. And I aspired to that, but he's got it. Like, it's just like, it's like, it overcomes, he's just like, and he actually, like, after last game when Jokic had 40 points.
But did Lane, I know we were talking about all these shoes with the women.
Yeah.
And I know Jordan has a shoe.
Does.
And LeBron has a shoe.
Sure.
Does Joker and Ant-Man, do they get a shoe?
Wow, you went like a foot that way. Like,
but I mean, we were on the topic of shoes and women.
But we were like 25 minutes ago, I think.
But so, I mean, all these great like NBA players, like, are they getting the shoes?
A lot of them are. I mean, if you're really lucky, you get tapped on the shoulder and it's Michael Jordan, and he's like, "Hey, Neha, you want to have your own signature shoe on the Jordan brand?"
Oh, so he's on the he's the shoe master.
He is he's gotta be the shoe master, because oh my God, have you guys seen the movie? Have you guys seen the movie Air? Have you seen Air?
Yeah.
Not only is Michael Jordan the shoe master, but let's give some props to someone named Dolores Jordan, because his mother, Dolores, and post Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Like, we should have said it last week to give it when it was coming, but it just happened. But Happy Mother's Day to all you wonderful women out there, guys watching. Happy Mother's Day to your mom. Women watching, happy birthday to your mom. Women that are mothers, happy birthday to you. If you know a mother, anyway.
Okay, that's great.
I went too strong. Mother, do you think they dropped the ball? But
happy Mother's Day to the women of the NBA.
Yes, including Dolores Jordan, who she literally said, the guy was like, "Yeah, like, why should I give you a percentage of like these Nike shoes? They're just shoes." And she said, "No." She said, "No." This is Dolores Jordan, Michael Jordan. Watch the movie. Still truth. Mike, give it a minute. She said, "Listen, those are shoes until my son puts his foot in them. Then they're special." Come on, Dolores. Come on. Any thoughts, babe? Anything else going on that we need to cover before we out?
Yeah, well, I mean, so does Joker have the shoes or what?
You're really stuck on this shoe thing.
I mean, I think we should give props. Like, does Magic have the shoes?
Yes.
Bird.
Magic used to have Converse. Larry used to have Converse. Here's what's funny about because your Magic.
Because I know the movie was telling about
Michael.
Okay, this guy's gonna Adidas. Yeah. But back in the day,
Michael was the first. Michael was the first player ever to say, "Hey, I want a percentage." First player ever. Before that happened, Converse was like the shit, right? It was Converse, that. Now, at that time in the early '80s and early to mid '80s, at that time before Michael exploded on the scene, Converse was the shit. But the hip hop game at that time was all about Adidas. When I think Run DMC has a song, "My Adidas." Anyway, not gonna do that, but you know it.
You do it anyway.
Because why not, right? Why not? But Michael was the first one that said, "Hey, yeah." I'll
his mom,
Dolores.
She made him her son.
The mother goat.
It's
the mother goat.
If anybody's gonna do anything amazing for you,
yes,
let it be your mom.
Please. Right. Well, and we both have wonderful moms. We both, for sure. Yeah, that's it. Can you say that again? What'd you say?
It's if anybody's gonna do something wonderful for you, let it be your mom.
Well, we see that. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, I don't. You ask if other people have shoes. What I will tell you is that, and Charles Barkley, you obviously know Charles Barkley. We watch Inside the NBA all the time. He's on there with Shaq and Ernie and Kenny the Jet Smith. But those of us that are a little older than my boo, but you still kind of probably remember him playing to some degree. But Charles Barkley was a beast. He didn't win a championship. Very true. He did go toe to toe against Michael Jordan in the finals, and he played his ass off. But Michael was Michael. Listen, so many guys could say that, oh, hey, that's cool and stuff, but we're gonna win, and then you go against these amazing guys, but didn't happen. But anyways, glad you guys could join us. Glad you guys could be around. We want to keep going and growing, and we appreciate every one of you. So for Joe and
thanks for joining us. Have a great week.
Take care, everybody.